I'm Bill Fukui with Page One Solutions, and I want to welcome you to today's website marketing pearl of wisdom. And today, I'd like to chat with you about conversions. Does your website actually convert 1 to 2% of those unique users into leads, or is that closer to 5 or 6%? Over the course of a year, you're talking about a lot of difference between lead volume and cost per leads, as well as the return on investment of your website, depending on those conversions. You know, over the years, when we've tracked our clients' websites and that have been with us for 12 months or more, we found that conversions have been around 5 to actually a little more than 5.5% of those visitors are actually turning into leads. So if you're not doing those types of things, I invite you to call us and we can look at how you're tracking your leads and how to improve them. But today I'd like to just share 10 really good tips. Number one is tracking. And for those of you who don't really track your websites or look at your data very closely, you really should be looking at least, at a minimum, you should be tracking all of the leads that are coming into your office. And that means call tracking numbers, tracking all of the emails and chat sessions that are turning into leads for you. And compiling all that data over a given month and how much traffic. You can then, only then can you really determine how many of those leads at every 100 visitors that you get are actually turning into leads. Tip number two, I say it before and I will say it again. You have to focus on phone calls. All of the leads that you generate from your website, the most valuable ones are the ones that come in the form of a phone call more than an email. So what can you do to improve your phone call lead generation? Number one, you got to make sure that your phone number pops. Don't use the same size, in terms of font size, even the font style sometimes. Certainly the colors make a big difference to make those phone numbers pop rather than just kind of blend in with the rest of the look and feel of your content and your logo and everything else. Tip number three, really take a look at your Contact Us page. It is probably in many cases the most overlooked page on your website in terms of the value of lead generation and conversion. So does your website, Contact Us page, do you start with your phone number or do you bury it down further below? What are you doing on the forms and how many fields that have to be filled out and how much space you have between them? Look at all of those things in terms of, are we trying to make sure that we're making it easy for these visitors to actually contact us? Also, don't try and clutter up that Contact Us page with too many things. Having all these other calls to action that you have on all the other pages is nice on the other pages, but on the Contact Us page, we've got one objective, and that's for them to contact our office. Tip number four, we've all seen websites with a little email form on the side of the page, and for practices that aren't using them, you should. Statistics have shown that that could increase your lead generation by as much as 20 to 25%. But here's the real takeaway. When you do use quick contact forms, first of all, make sure you have the phone number at the top. You need to communicate to visitors that that is still the preferred means for you to communicate with online visitors, and it's also the quickest and most immediate way that they're going to get answers that are going to be more detailed and more complete to the questions that they have. Next, you also want to make those forms pop. Those forms can't be camouflaged to try and make it look pretty like it's part of the website. That's not the intent. Those forms need to stand off of the page, and whether it's the shadowing or the layering of the design, make it have some depth. And secondly, use action colors to make them pop. Make it a magnet for the eyes when they open up the page, that their eyes gravitate towards it. You do those things and you're going to find that you're going to not only generate more quality leads, but you're going to generate a higher quantity of leads as well. Number five, it's videos. You really need to start leveraging, if you're not already, videos on your website as a conversion tool. One of the things you'll also want to do is make sure you're not just creating one video and then it sits on the site and it plays on every page of the site. We're finding those are not a very effective use of video. You really need videos that's that really is consistent with the content of that page and really helps support the content and information that you're putting on there. So use video. It really does help convert and connect with visitors so they feel more comfortable calling you. Number 6, use seals and logos of those associations and organizations that you're a member of, those that instill trust and credibility. So, Better Business Bureau, professional organizations, all of those things are great things to help build people's confidence in you because they don't know you, so you want to make them feel comfortable contacting you and that they can trust contacting you, and those seals will definitely help you. Tip number 7, you need to also think about the photographs or the images that you're using on your website. Websites with more engaging imagery and graphics, they're usually also the websites that also convert at a higher ratio. And again, just like videos, those images and photos really have to connect with the content and the information and help move those people that are visiting the site and digest that content and information so that they feel more comfortable with you and that you're providing really good material. And that helps build confidence in you that will ultimately turn into more leads. Tip number 8, live or interactive chat services is really a must for many professional service practices. We found that adding chat into your website can improve your lead generation by as much as 100% in some cases. Tip number 9, we absolutely need to be focusing in on converting mobile visitors. As more and more visitors come to our site or using mobile devices, it's critical for us to look at that aspect of lead generation. By converting your website into a mobile responsive theme, which dynamically changes the layout of your website to accommodate those different mobile browsers like tablets and smartphones, we found that we increased telephone-generated leads by 72% on those websites that we did that on. So definitely, if you're not in a mobile responsive theme, you definitely need to be moving in that direction. Tip number 10 is to test. Test, test, test. If you test and try different types of calls to action, try different things to generate more leads to your website, from your website, you're going to get more leads. So if you'd like to look at your lead generation and your conversion to your website, give us a call. Let us just at least take a look at your website. We can provide free advice on why we think your website is not generating the leads that you want, or if you're in that 1 to 2% lead conversion range, you definitely need somebody to take a look at it. So give us a call. We hope to hear from you. And if I don't hear from you, I'll see you at the next informational Pearl of Wisdom. Have a good day.